This is the pickup truck that shows that Ram listened to its fans. They apologized and brought back the V8, but the big question is, did they do enough for you to forgive them? That's what we're going to be looking at in this video. Another key question is whether it's worth buying the General Motors V8 in the 2026 Ram 1500 over the turbocharged 6-cylinder engines. Does it only make sense to you? Or is it simply a return to nostalgia, tradition, and the history of the V8? Will it cost you more? That's what we'll discuss in this video. Welcome. And I'll start with the front design to see this new Ram 2026 to see how much it's changed. A redesigned front grille, obviously for 2026 more expressive. Plenty of chrome and Ram here, plus a very functional front camera. The upper area works well, but I find no useful features below. Honestly, I don't get it. Having a V8 just doesn't make sense to me. Why doesn't this have more air intake? Isn't it more functional? But well, it's good for a metallic impact. Very well. And do you have rescue hooks or recovery hooks? They give it that off-road character because it's a 4x4. Moving closer, you'll see the new headlight design with LED daytime running lights, headlights, and turn signals, all LED. Lower down, we'll see the fog lights surrounded by 2 sensors. In this, the limited model, we'll find tires covering 22-inch rims. The width of these tires is 285 millimeters, and we have a profile of 45. Aside from that, I just see the suspension. We're talking about an air suspension that adapts very well to each type of terrain. And in the test drive, I'll tell you how it feels to drive it with that air suspension. Continuing along the route, we're going to find this 1500 badge, which is Ram 1500 competing against the Silverado, Ford's F-150, and the Toyota Tundra. I was going to mention the Titan, but Nissan already dropped it, he says. Check out a Torque. Does that mean they've electrified the Ram for 2026? Now it's electric, now it's a hybrid? What is it? Is it good? I'll answer that for you later because definitely the I here means electrification. I'll explain that to you when we're talking about the engine. Here's another element, the new logo. Do you see the Ram? The Ram with the V8. This is a symbol of protest. This shows what Ram did by seeking forgiveness. We'll see if you grant it and decide at the end if we forgive them. They wanted to design a new emblem for that. The mirror features a chrome top and matte black base. It also features a quality side camera for peripheral vision and maintains the traditional style with clean lines. It's a truck that doesn't innovate much in terms of design. You can recognize it quickly. It's a Ram from the back. Let's see. What I love most and what sets it apart is that the others don't have it. It features the Ram seal and a fully functional Ram box. The door is lightweight and labeled Ram box. You can put your tools in there. It has plenty of space to store your kids' sports accessories. Well, and besides that, you close it. It has its own key so you can lock it securely. And you also don't have to worry about water getting in because it's completely airtight, so everything will stay nice and dry in there. And here's where the special part comes in, obviously. With this version of the Ram 1500, the return of the V8 engine. This Hemi is a 5.7-liter paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. 395 HP and 410 lb-ft of torque. Those are serious numbers. Is the V8 coming back? I'm going to drive so you can hear the engine, which is a highlight of this version. I'll let you listen while I drive. We'll discuss this here. How much power does it have compared to the engine everyone complained about? The 6-cylinder Hurricane from the Ram 1500. Did all the complaints lead to this outcome? Well, that 6-cylinder produces more power. Over 500 horsepower, I'll put the exact number here for you. I think it's 520 if I remember correctly. It also has more torque than this one, and it's also faster, from 0 to 60 miles per hour, much faster than this version with the Hemi V8 engine. So that's one of the questions. Yes, this Hemi V8 engine is very traditional, very iconic, right? I love it, of course, but you have to put it in perspective. See what's better for you. What do you prefer? But this is a naturally aspirated engine, as this V8 is known, and it has an electrification component. Yes, I'll explain. But does that mean the V8 Hemi is now partly electric? Not necessarily, we're not there yet. It's 540 horsepower from 6 cylinders and 521 pound-feet of torque. That's an important detail, much more power, much more torque than this V8 version, just so you know. Now, what is a torque? That e-torque system you see there is a small electric assist. It's not full electrification. It can't even be considered a hybrid. It's just an assist to the engine when it's stopped or helps with starting and small accelerations. Also, the automatic start-stop engine system. Honestly, it's barely noticeable. Those subtle assists are what the system offers. Was it really worth having a Torquay out there as a badge? Well, that's up for debate. Would you prefer Hemi V8 or a Torquay? That's a different discussion, but it's explained. It's basically a 48-volt assist, a small 48-volt electric assist that this Ram 1500 2026 has. The first thing this truck communicates to you when you drive it is that the main feature isn't so much the technical specs, but the character. This is where you realize that you're driving a truck that hides, right under that hood, a V8 engine. Look! I'm driving in normal mode, and you can hear that V8 engine roar. You can change the driving modes from here, from the steering wheel. It has an off-road mode, and I'm going to put it in sport mode. Here, I'm on a highway that's not very crowded at the moment. Obviously, overtaking other vehicles isn't going to be a problem. It really does it in a breeze, no problem. I'll overtake this T-Gun. It's blocking me in the left lane. I don't know why people haven't understood that the left lane is for passing, not for maintaining speed. But anyway, is that a lesson or is it a message I need to share in another video? Maybe I'll do it on Instagram or TikTok. But in terms of acceleration, the pedal itself, the accelerator feels responsive even at low RPMs. Here, you don't have any hesitation. Obviously, you're not going to have turbo lag for obvious reasons, but you do have the power at your disposal right when you need it most. Fuel economy here, you're going to get 18 miles per gallon. 18 miles per gallon. Of course, it's a V8. That little guzzler isn't the best nor the worst when it comes to fuel consumption. The air suspension really does absorb bumps on the road very well. It feels more like I'm driving a luxury SUV. When you drive it in normal mode, that air suspension makes the ride quality a breeze. I mean, really comfortable. It's more like you're driving a pickup truck with a lot of character. Like it's meant for work, right? That driving feel with that suspension really helps make the ride quite comfortable. And now, let's move on to the interior. But before that, if you like the video, I ask you to give it a like and also please subscribe to the channel. A lot of people watch the videos, but they don't subscribe. I work hard to bring you this content, so they'll let me use these vehicles and make it easier for me to guide you when buying. Fun facts, rankings, sometimes controversial topics. Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Let's go. You're going to find this interior really very refined. It looks like a luxury SUV. It doesn't look like a pickup truck, which traditionally used to be for heavy-duty work. But look, I'm going to tell you about the features it has because it's really a pleasure to get in here. Of course, it grabs your attention. We've already discussed this digital dashboard, but here there's a screen. Let's turn it on. As the driver, I can't see this screen while driving. This is for the passenger's entertainment, their distraction. From here, it just looks completely black. But from here, you can see the content so you can watch a movie, entertain yourself there, with navigation, whatever you want. That's an important point. Here, let's see, this is the ignition. You have your glove compartment here. It says limit. All of this is in injected stitching. The screen looks really good. I like this kind of vertical tablet style screen. It's something that really enhances this cabin. The screen will give you all kinds of information it has. Let's look at the full map. Look at that beautiful definition. I mean, it's a digital tablet. The processor responds to commands quickly. This is the audio section. Let's go back to home again. Let's go to the applications. In the applications, you have everything. You have the radio audio apps, well, comfort. You also have heating, ventilation. The steering wheel is heated. Well, here you also have all your navigation settings. This is spectacular. Let's check out the camera. Let's see where we have the camera here in favorites. Let's see. Surround camera. This is the peripheral camera. There we have it. Look, what a beautiful definition, right? The different angles, front and back, for what's happening back there. And you can install more angles inside. Camera. We return to the peripheral camera, close it, and go home. It also offers a split screen with multiple info modules, which is convenient and digital. You have analog buttons for the radio and to tune the stations. If you want to turn off the screen with this button, you can do it right there. Do you turn it on? There are climate controls on the left for the driver and on the right for the passenger. plus a button to toggle the parking sensor. You have a lot of HDMI buttons for entertainment. We have the record mode here the record button, here we have the record mode. We have the record mode, here we have the record mode, here we have the mode, here we have the record mode, here the record mode, record to record, record mode. Here we have the record button, here we have the record mode, here the record button, here we have record mode. It's 14 inches, not among the largest, which also applies to the leather-wrapped steering wheel. You activate the driving modes from here and, well, honestly, it looks pretty good. It's right at your fingertips. I'm going to open this up to get a bit of light, since look at the sunset. We have a lot of leather, streaked wood. Now, with the Harman Kardon sound system, we see the large cover, premium audio, and added pockets for more functionality. The door panel is very nice. In addition to that, we have the rear view camera. It's a mirror, and it's also the monitor for the rear camera. Let's go inside the Ram, and look. This is the fully automatic retractable step. You get this in the limited version. Here. Honestly, you have a lot of space, both for your head and for your legs. It's big. This feels like a really nice apartment. Air conditioning, fan, you have HDMI and USB-C connections, you have heating and cooling for the rear seats and a regular outlet, plus a couple of cup holders. This is very luxurious. I like the back part. You'll travel comfortably. For versatility, just lift the seats. And look, there you have a bit more storage space. And this lifts up and goes into place very easily. And here, half of the experience is the sound of that V8 engine. Honestly, yes. Here you don't have artificial sound coming through the speakers or anything. That's not pure sound. That V8. And that's one of the main reasons why many people are going to prefer this option, the V8. Regarding noise and vibrations, I think just the right amount comes through. Not too little. There. Just enough so it doesn't interfere with the comfort of a long highway trip, so there's no problem with that. Hear that V8 go from 0 to 60 mph. I'm going to learn to accelerate a bit here. Over there, I'll floor it. The one that catches up to me. Like that, I hit 60 miles before reaching the traffic light. 0 to 60 miles. It does it in 6 seconds. The best time it gets is 6.59 seconds to be more precise. But, well, that's where the big question is. The 6-cylinder engine, the Hurricane, gives you everything. And with the turbos it has, it gives you 4.9 seconds. I mean, less than 5 seconds. It's quicker to go from 0 to 60 or 0 to 97 kilometers per hour. So, which do you prefer? The tradition of a V8 or that power, that speed that the 6-cylinder gives you? If you like power, let's do a launch here. It's fast, definitely, and the sound note is very pleasant. But anyway, I'll leave you with the question. Do you prefer the 6 cylinders or the V8 from Hemi? Let me know in the comments section, so you can tell me. When you're at cruising speeds, are you relaxed? On a highway? On a road? It feels well planted. The steering has enough weight and isn't too twitchy, though it can be at times. Suddenly, in some turns, it feels sluggish, but in general terms, I think the experience of driving it is quite satisfying, let's say, in a situation like this. Very calm. In the back, it keeps the identity of traditional Ram pickup trucks, not the very prominent Ram. Here you have the badge in high relief. Also the 4x4, you have the step that can't be missing. Already a classic traditional, the Ram trucks with double chrome exhaust pipes. This gives it an accent, a character, a personality that I like. Also, it has a good rear bumper. Here you have the trailer connections. But before I tell you about the connections and towing capacity, let's take a look at this bed. And there we can see it. It's a pretty wide bed. It has an accessory, which is a divider. This is included with the limited model, though it costs more. It has its lights, tie-down points, and non-slip surface. The bed liner. Also, this one comes with the tonneau cover, with the cover for the bed. You can also open this one automatically with the key, and you can also close it. It made me look bad. Let's try here. Close it again. Ah, it says to hold until it shuts. If you let go, it opens. Now it's closed. Great, you didn't make me look bad. What's the towing capacity? I'll check to be sure. 11,320 pounds. When it's properly equipped for towing, for example, with the right package, correct axle, and proper chassis configuration, of course. As for payload capacity, the 2026 Ram 1500 models can reach up to 2,360 pounds, but in the case of the Hemi Fi-8, of course, it's a heavier engine. We're looking at around 1,900 pounds of payload. Not bad, but I have an interesting fact to share. Compared to the Hurricane 6-cylinder engine, that one has a towing capacity of 14,000 pounds. If this maxes at 11,300, imagine the difference. 14,000 with fewer cylinders and more payload. Payload is 2,300 pounds. The Hurricane only reaches 1,900 so those are clear and key differences to consider. And one last, or nearly last note, in this very important video. What could put this Ram 1500 truck ahead of the competition from Ford, Chevrolet, and Toyota? Of all the brands that have trucks in this segment? And it's the warranty. Pickup trucks keep getting more expensive, which is a common complaint in the comments. $88,000. Wow. Some are nearing $100,000, like $92,000 and $94,000. Very impressive. To get into a debt like that, you go to a bank, get a 5-year loan, and the payments end up being extremely high. Much more than $1,000 plus insurance plus all the maintenance costs. Well, Ram has come up with a warranty that really gives buyers some breathing room. What does the warranty cover? It's the only pickup truck. The only truck that's offering a 10-year warranty for the powertrain, meaning the engine and transmission. Key points: 10-year warranty or 100,000 miles. In the United States, it's a luxury warranty, letting you buy it, for example. Get financing, maybe for more than 5 years. 7, maybe even a little more. That part of the financing, well, you would have to check with a bank. But it gives you peace of mind that after 5 years, if your transmission breaks down, if you have engine problems, you're covered for 10 years. Miles is the most generous warranty among pickup trucks, such as the one from Ram. So that's a point that could make a difference in someone's decision to buy a pickup truck. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Well, there you have it, the Ram 1500 2026, equipped with a hemispherical V8 engine, just like the traditional way. It has a touch of electrification, but tell me, does that touch of electrification through the system bother you? E-Torque. Oh, another thing I was going to ask you is if you would have preferred that this emblem, that label, that says e-Torque, already said, like they traditionally said, V8 Hemi, since that's part of the tradition. Or do you like that it says e-Torque? Because to them, e-Torque is a system they're proud of, since it adds some electrification. It improves acceleration and makes the automatic start-stop system barely noticeable. Honestly, it does. Let me know in the comments. Does the e-Torque part bother you? Do you prefer the V8? Paying more will cost you $88,000 equipped like this. One equipped with the Hurricane 6-cylinder engine with fewer cylinders costs you $82,000. Is there a difference in price? Do you prefer the nostalgia and the great sound and roar of a Hemi Fi-8? Or do you prefer more power, more cargo capacity, and towing capacity in a 6-cylinder Hurricane? Let me know in the comments, give this Ram a rating, and I want to read your thoughts. For now, I recommend you watch a really good video over here from the related videos. I'll see you and wait for you in the next video. A big hug.